Rhian, what did you like?
All of them.
You liked all of them. Which was your favourite though?
The floppy one.
Floppy one, the one with Floppy in. Who did you read to?
Mummy. Slow down, said Mum. I don't know, Biff is in the tent. Tent is going to fall down. The washing line is tangled round Biff, round Kipper and pants.
That's funny, isn't it? That's funny.
Let me look.
Oh yeah, we can see. Yeah.
His big brother Chip, Dad is knocking on the window.
What's that saying?
Get inside.
Do you think so?
No, stop it, Sam. Stop. He's knocked Chip's paint over and knocked the vegetables, the bread and the fruit. They made a traplet. I got that one. Lollipop man, lollipop lady. That's it. That's it.
Well done, you read that really nicely. Can you remember what it was called? What was the title? Can you remember?
Mum, Dad, Kipper and Chip.
It was about them. It was called Look Out. Why was it called Look Out?
Because it was going too fast on his bike. To left.
Because look, the ink spilled all over. Rhian's turn to turn over his house. Ooh, can you remember that one? Lovely. And the very last one from Corey. What's that one, Corey? Oh, I like the way you're doing that with your arm, Corey. Ooh. Let's see if we can find the picture that it belongs to. Which does it match? Good boy. Can you remember the sound it makes? Fantastic. Good boy. Well done. Oh, another. Good boy. Straight away you knew that. Well done. It's the
On the tail.
The bones in the sand just had a letter shape on them.
So to see if he knew the letter shape on its own.
Absolutely. The sound it made without any cues and any prompts from anything else. What quickly became obvious was that Rhian could identify all of the 8 letters.
He did it really well.
He did it very, very quickly. He didn't rely on the pictures at all for any of them. So it became obvious that for him, even though some of the letters had only been introduced very, very recently, he'd taken that on board, he'd consolidated his learning, and he was identifying the letter sound just from the letter shape. So really, there was no learning as such going on today.
It was consolidation.
It absolutely was a consolidation. And then, because we had this recorded, a really great way of us having that confirmation that he definitely knew all those sounds.
And also for me, it showed the learning from last week when there were 2 letter sounds that he wasn't so good at. He didn't know consistently last week, and he does now.
So that's really informative for us then for our planning for next week.
It is, and to know that I think we can safely give him phonic readers.
Yes.
And we can send him home with those, and hopefully at home they'll do a video diary too.
Yes.
And they'll experience this as well.
How lovely.
I'm just watching the footage of Rhian reading with some friends, and I'm interested in how much of a difference it makes for him to take a lead role and to interpret his own learning for somebody else. And I'm particularly interested in how that's useful to learning for children, but adults as well, and that seems to me relevant to the whole project. That for Rhian to explain to his peers what he understands about reading helps him to articulate it for himself. He models the processes, and in doing so he registers in his own mind what strategies are successful. and his self-esteem is boosted by being able to do so for the entertainment of his friends, and they're clearly very engaged with what he's doing for them. And it's a very enjoyable sequence of film to watch. I'm enjoying watching the teachers talking about what's happening in this project as well, and I think exactly the same thing is happening, that because we are all articulating what we think, we're learning a huge amount just from that process. And I think that's a very, very important form of continuing professional learning or development, the chance to share it with somebody else.
G, no, G.
It's a J. Og.
Jog. Jog. Jog.
Jog. Well done. You've done those ones. What about these ones?
Pan.
Well done.
I've done me up. Me not mop. Me up mop.
Well done. It's that same sound again. It says J. J.
J. Og.
Nearly. J. Og.
G.
What does it say?
Jug.
Jug. Good
Yeah.
boy. Well done.
We're going to put it on your slug snowman. Not really. Give on the bottom. Big snowball. Look at that.
Wow.
My mummy said I think she's gone hunting. So they all went on a brunch. What is it? A big one for Sarah, a big one for Kirsty, and a little bit of ivy for Bill.
Fantastic. The interactive whiteboard activity where he was segmenting and blending sounds for CVC words was really interesting because he was very confident, and towards the end I had included sounds that had been introduced really very recently to him, so they weren't as well rehearsed and practiced. And interestingly enough, when he came to the page with dog on it, he actually initially sounded it out, g-o-d, and then realised that was wrong and looked to me for support. I did pause for a while, but he really did want my input, so I actually segmented that word for him, and then he repeated it after me. The very next page was dig, so only the vowel in the middle was different, but he'd obviously taken on board absolutely what I'd said to him on the previous page with dog, and he sounded that out absolutely perfectly, no hesitation, completely correctly, which is why Rian is making such rapid progress at the moment, because he's thoroughly enjoying it, apparently, and he's listening really carefully and taking it on board, so long may it continue.
Ladies do this. Tap.
Excellent.
Oh.
One of the good things that we saw this week was Rian being the teacher. He'd actually chosen to do this activity by himself, and he'd taken on the role of holding up the sound cards like I do, and he had the children on the carpet, his friends, and they were saying the sounds, and he was holding them up, and he was teaching them. If they didn't know the sound, he was telling them. So he's showing us now that he's quite proficient. He looks at the letters, he knows the sounds. In another activity, he was making words, CVC words, with the phonics cubes, and he was very, very good, very confident at doing this. In fact, he just wanted to move on from that activity. So that's telling us again now he's almost moved on from that stage too. That's all going to help with his reading and with his writing as well. Something else that's been really important is the reading that takes place in school with his peers. Sometimes it's with children who are older, sometimes it's with children in the same class, and to me this is really, really an essential part, because if he doesn't enjoy reading, then that makes everything much more difficult.
Now,
Look at me.
fantastic. Look at me. See if you can point, remember this time.
Look at me.
Brilliant. It says it's written by Trevor Hudson. Okay, pointing.
Look at me. I am a mouse.
Fantastic. What told you that that was going to say mouse? What helped
There's
you?
a M.
There's a M. And what else did you look at? I saw your eyes moving. You looked at the photograph of the mouse and a picture.
Look at me. I am a frog.
Well done. You pointed really well at those words. Look at me. I am a frog.
Floppy feet.
I like
Floppy feet.
Flippers.
Flippers.
Flippers, it's a funny word. Okay.
Look at me. I am a rabbit.
A rabbit. I like his teeth. And his ears. And his whiskers.
Look at me. I am a chicken.
That's
Chicken,
a really
chicken.
funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, chicken. Mum, Chip, Biff and Floppy were watching. Mum threw a stick for Floppy to fetch it, but Floppy didn't want to go and fetch the stick. So then Biff threw the stick, and Biff's hat had fallen off her head. So after that, Floppy zoomed in the river. Mum was going to chuck Mum chucked a stick, but Floppy didn't want to go. So Biff threw the stick and her hat fell off. Floppy zoomed and got the cab.
His older sister modelled the reading for him. She told the story of the first book. She modelled reading the words of the other books, and then he followed. And he looked tired because it was the end of the day, but it was obviously a very worthwhile exercise, so that was really good to be able to see what's going on at home and the support that's there, and that was brilliant. When Rian was reading with me, however, he wanted to read as quickly as he possibly could. He wanted to turn the pages as quickly as he could, and I I didn't realise as much while I was doing it as when I look back at the video, that I'm holding the pages down to try and slow him down, and I've got so many questions I want to ask, but I don't get the chance to ask them all because Ryan really just wants to move on and get it done as quickly as possible. Maybe it means that we need to pick different material, maybe it needs to be more suited to him, maybe we need to choose books now that are more challenging with more words in, and we just need to wait and see really. But it's been a good week and Ryan is progressing really, really well, so far so good.
I thought it was just bum. Well, it could be, but how did you know it said back and not bum?
They both begin with a B.
They do both begin with a B. So how do you know it's back? Yeah, okay, it's the picture that helps you. And look, it ends with k.
Back. Not like bum.
No. Yeah, that would be okay.
The keeper washed the leg. Oh, like the next page.
Well done. Show me then. I'll keep it a secret. Read this one to me first.
The keeper washed the elephant's tail.
Tail. What's the elephant doing?
Get in the water.
Oh.
The elephant washed the keeper. The elephant washed the keeper. The elephant was like,
That's funny. You can go and stand now. That was really good.
Daniel. I want to
Boy, well worked out.
No, my pen not working now. I think it's
Swap it for one then, Samuel.
I didn't
Good girl. You don't have to keep rubbing them out, Jasmine. You can leave them and make a list. Like Samuel has. Good boy.
You can go and choose if you want to be 6 hours.
So I was going to do it.
What should it be then?
So
So what's the end sound then? Good boy.
At the moment I'm watching the footage of Ryan writing and using the skills that he's learning for reading to support his creation of his own text, and yet again see what a confident child he is in this process. And I think that the point that comes out of this for me is how important readiness is in all of this. That if we were to impose all of this skill acquisition before the children were ready, we wouldn't see such a positive picture of the application of it. And one of the great skills of early years teachers is the ability to work out exactly what the right moment is. And clearly that's been the case here. Jane and Sarah have worked out exactly what's right for Ian, and he's thriving with that, and it's a pleasure to watch it.
I've got it.
What did that word say, Ryan? What did that word say? This one, look. And.
And I'm going to...
And what word did this say? Because you pointed at this one. What does that say? Is that the same word?
No.
No. It looks similar, but it's not the same word. Yeah, they do.
Ready for the next one? Ezra? Well done, Rian.
What does it say? What does it
Rian?
say?
Remember, what does it say?
Pig.
Does it?
Pig.
Good
Is it
look.
No.
P?
Yeah, well done.
Well done.
Pig.
Ready for the next one?
At first, I was very, very scared of using video footage. It was horrible at first sitting back and watching myself and thinking, do I really speak in that way? And so on. But once you get over that, then you look beyond that, and then I can watch myself and how I'm behaving, how I'm helping and supporting learning. And am I asking open questions? Am I actually supporting learning, or am I hindering it in some way?
Me. Paul.
Rian's come home, he spoke a lot about the reading project. He's obviously taking it in and learning. He's learnt lots of words. We sort of spell out lots of words. He's talked a lot about school. So he seems to be really enjoying it. He's coped really well with it. And we're all enjoying it actually. All the other kids are having a go with him and sitting with him and reading. And he does enjoy different sorts of books. So yeah, he's done all right. Yeah, so I'm really pleased.
Oh my goodness, all of the faces on mine. Then it's nothing.
Who's this for?
Me. Corey.
See, climbed up the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. So Wincy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again.
So choose a character then,
A character, I'll choose.
from over here. Now read it to Corey and see if he thinks it's funny.
Dad,
My
dad
wears
wears pink lipstick.
I think Corey wants to smile, but he's holding it back. Right, let's do another one.
This was,
I think it's funny. Could you find a character that doesn't fly in a rocket that would sound silly?
This is for me.
Go on then, go on
This
then.
is for me.
Quick, tell Corey.
Is this one?
Yeah, no, you were. That's it. That's the right way round now. Well done.
Giraffe flies in a rocket.
Put the spaceman first, and I'll help you read that. It says
A spaceman
has
a
long.
neck.
A spaceman has a long neck. Corey's laughing. Is that one funny? Do you want to make one more? I am not. I'm going to help you with that sound.
Far
Far, you knew it. I am not far.
off
Nearly. It says first though. I am not far
from
from
the
sound it out. Don't just guess.
P R N
D.
D
Pond.
Pond.
I am not far from the pond. I have. Now it's near the pond, so you've got to look. Pond.
Ian's got to find the clues as he goes along, so the first clue will give him an idea as to where the second clue is, and so on and so forth until he gets to an Easter egg.
I'm in a room with
lots of books.
Nearly, you can say or ooh, it says or b or
Books.
I'm in a room with lots of books. Where is there a room with lots of books in school?
I wanted to do this because I've kind of felt frustrated sometimes during the project that I can think of so many things that it's possible to do, but not necessarily when you have the class with you all the time. So this gives me an opportunity to actually go and to do that one-to-one almost, and to see real enjoyment hopefully, and to give Rian the message that, well, if I couldn't read this then I wouldn't end up with an Easter egg.
Colder, ooh, warmer, hot, it's hot, ooh, we're getting warmer still.
There!